Hey everybody, my name is Chrissy, and I have decided that I wanted to put some information out there about the keto diet. I've lost 84 pounds on the keto diet, and the reason I decided to do this video is because a lot of people were asking me how I did it and stuff like that. And also there was a lot of people trying to sell me things to get into keto and all that. And I thought, you know what, I didn't spend any money on that stuff. And I did at my entire diet on grocery store food, restaurants, I didn't buy certain kind of, I didn't buy prepackaged food or shakes or medications or anything like that. I did it in a regular lifestyle. So I figured I would like to put that out there because I know that when I got started, there was a lot of questions that I had, and I kind of had to feel my way through it. And I made a lot of mistakes at the beginning just because I didn't know. I did lose I had decided that I was going to lose weight. I was 222 pounds a year ago. And I had decided that I was going to lose the weight. I could barely walk. My knees were shot. I was on blood pressure medicine. I was on diabetes medicine. And my liver was completely fatty. And every time I went to the doctor, it seemed like no matter what the problem was, my doctor was telling me it was because I was fat. I swear, I think I could have went in there and said I stomped my toe, and he would have said it was because I was fat. But I was just tired of that. I am 38 years old, and I did not want to turn 39 in a size 20 pants. And I had made the commitment. So the first 20 pounds that I did lose it the traditional way of, of low fat and low calorie diet. But to be honest with you, I felt like I was starving. There were days that I didn't eat just because, that's what we're all taught. You want to lose weight, you eat less. And so that was a hard 20 pounds to lose, but I did do it. And then I had gotten to a point to where I plateaued out. And I'm not sure if it was because my body went into starvation mode. I wasn't sure really what was going on, but what I was doing wasn't working anymore. And so I spoke with my doctor about it. And he had introduced me to a low-carb, high-fat, high-protein diet, and gave me a list of things, to eat and a list of things to stay away from. And when I saw the list of things to stay away from, it was like, yeah, okay, no pastas, no breads, no sugars. That's pretty much a given. But then I saw the list of things that I was to eat more of, and one of them was bacon, butter, mayonnaise, all these things that I had not had since I had started trying to lose the weight, and had always been taught that you don't eat those things when you're on a diet. So to be honest with you, I was very skeptic about it, but I decided, what do I have to lose? And I told my doctor I was going to try him on it. I took before pictures, and I also did a scale. I weighed myself and did a journal so I could see if I did lose anything. I wanted to track it very well because I had to go back to him in a couple of weeks, and I wanted basically to say, see, this diet is a kook. But fortunately, I went on the diet. I stuck to it the first week very vigorously. And I lost 13 pounds in 1 week. Even my face slimmed down, very slim. I started noticing that I had my collarbones were sticking out. I started just noticing like some muscle definition in my arms. And I did absolutely no working out. I was completely on food. And I wanted to let you guys know what that looked like. So basically, I eat under 18 carbs a day. I think the regular standard is under 20 carbs a day, but I stay under 18. And that works out very fine. If I have to go over a carb or two, I'm not stressing that, because the average person eats anywhere from 150 to 350 carbs a day. So if I'm eating 18 or 20 carbs a day, that's perfect. So that is what I do. I eat 18 to 20 net carbs. Okay, now you might be asking, what's the difference between a carb and a net carb? When I started ketos, I had no idea what the difference was. I was eating 18 carbs, which it felt like I could never get enough food. So a net carb basically is, let me show you a label. This does a great job. This is a bag of chips, keto chips. So basically, if you'll look on here, where does it say how to do? Okay, so, or maybe that's not clear. There we go. So this bag of chips let me do it this way. It has 5 carbohydrates in it, okay? Well, it also has 1 gram of dietary fiber. Okay, so what you do is you take your carbs, the total amount of carbohydrates, and they're listed on every label. You don't have to add them up. And you subtract dietary fiber from it. You also subtract, if it has alcohol sugar, you subtract that from your carbs. And what you have left is a net carb. So let me explain that again. So if you have a label says that you have 5 carbohydrates, and it has 1 gram of fiber in it, and it has 1 gram of alcohol sugar, you subtract your alcohol sugar and your fiber from your carbs. So that's 2. So you take 2. So that will be a 3 net carb food. And that's what keto is based off of, off of net carbs. And the reason that we do that is because there are some carbs that don't raise your blood sugar, that don't cause the fat to, or doesn't cause your insulin to get up or your sugar to get up, so we don't store the sugar. And a net carb, basically what I contribute it to is there's good carbs and there's bad carbs. And fiber and alcohol sugar, those are carbs that you can eat on, and they're not going to affect you for ketosis. They're not going to hinder you from getting into ketosis. I hope that was clear. It was a little itchy there for a second, but there's a lot of information on Pinterest on the difference between a carb and a net carb. But basically all it is you take your carbs and you subtract your alcohol, sugar, and you subtract your dietary fiber. That gives you your net carb. And you want to stay under 20 net carbs a day. That's basically the only thing, that's the one rule that I don't break, that cannot be broken. Because if you allow yourself to get any more carbs than that, you're going to take your body out of ketosis when you go into it. Now, what is ketosis? Ketosis is when you're eating under 20 carbs and your body starts to use up all the carbohydrates in your body. Well, that's not enough carbs to sustain a whole day. So your body is looking for sources to get for energy. Okay, so what it's going to start doing when it runs out of carbs is it's going to start pulling fat. And it's going to be pulling the fat that you have eaten today. And it's also going to be pulling the fat that you have stored up in your body. Therefore, using the fat takes the fat out of you. So that's where the weight loss comes from. And I'll be honest with you, 90% of the fat my body was using came from my midsection. It came from right where I wanted it to take it from. My stomach was small, getting smaller and smaller. Even on weeks that I didn't lose weight, my waistline was shrinking because it's eating the fat. Now, it takes about 3 to 7 days to get into full ketosis. But once your body gets into keto mode, you will start dropping weight instantly. You will start weight will start to come off. And it's not water weight, it is fat. Because that's what's happening. Your body is eating the fat. It's burning it for energy. So that is, if you can stick to that 20 net carbs a day, then you will get into ketosis and you will lose the weight. And just, some things that you're not going to be able to eat because they have so many carbs in them is things like bread. You can't have the bread, the rice, pasta, starchy vegetables like corn. I stay away from carrots, stuff like that. But no beans because they're very starchy. You want to stay away from things that have carbs in them, high carb count. And you want to make sure that you're reading every label, because just because for instance, you can eat hamburger meat. It has no carbs. But if you buy the prepackaged hamburger patties that come in like already pattied up, there's 2 carbs in those. So, and that's fine that you eat those 2 carbs, but just know that it's a difference, okay? So you want to check labels every single time. No fruits. It's natural sugar, but it's sugar. It's a lot of carbs, so no fruits. I try to stay away from all nuts except for almonds. And they have carbs in them, but you can eat like 28 of them for, I think it's 2 net carbs. And they really take the place of snacking for me. So, you want to stay away from all that kind of stuff. No walnuts or cashews, just because they have a lot of carbs and a lot of more calories and stuff like that. So now you don't really have to watch your calories too closely. But I mean, if you're eating like 5 T-bones a day, you know, that you might want to watch that, because that will slow down your weight loss. Because if you put too many calories in your body's not going to lose weight. But the main thing is the carbs. That's what puts your body in ketosis. Let's see. So, put down a list of things. Did it cause anybody? Okay. Well, there's a lot of things, a lot of information that I just kind of gave you right there. You may be wondering, okay, well, I got to get my body in ketosis. I've got to stay under 20 carbs. The only rule, you got to stay under 20 carbs, 20 net carbs. So what do I do from here? All right, the first thing I would do is to get a journal and weigh myself. Weigh myself first thing in the morning, where everything, that's the most accurate way, is the first thing in the morning. Write it down the first day that I'm going to do keto, start keto. And then the second thing is I would take a facial selfie, and I would get someone to take a body selfie of me, because this weight will go fast and it will start to change your appearance fast. And it's so awesome to watch those changes, to see those changes on paper, to see those changes on picture. So I would do that. The next thing I would do is I would go to Amazon and buy what they call keto strips. And basically they're these little strips that they're like pee sticks that you pee on, and it tells you if you're in ketosis. It'll change colors. The color gets darker by the more ketones in your body. When you're in full ketones, you are in full body burning mode, and that is where you want to be. Now, with that said, once you get into ketones, you want to make sure that you maintain that. Just because you get into ketosis, you do not want to come out of ketosis, because if you do, this process starts all over and it takes 3 to 7 days to get back in it. So you want to be very careful and vigilant about what you're putting in your body. That's why the keto strips that you can buy off Amazon, they're very inexpensive. They're like $6 for 300 of them. But you want to be watching those, because they will show you, okay, my ketone levels are going down, I need to be careful. Or my ketones are very high, that's where I want to be. So that's where I would do those 3 things to start. The next thing that I would do would be go ahead for the first 3 days, just so you don't get overwhelmed with what to eat, is I would get on Pinterest and I would put ketos on, and I would try to search ketos diet, and it will come up some food plans. It will come up a list of foods you can eat that are great to eat. It will even come up, show you some things that will help you boost your ketone levels. Coconut oil and MCT oils. It'll explain that sort of thing to you. I'm going to make some more videos in the next couple of days to kind of help you get into what to buy at the grocery store, what to stay away from, tricks to look for into getting more food with less carbs. I'm going to go over a video about keto flu and stuff like that. So please subscribe to my channel, and I promise you there will be a lot of great videos, a lot of great information, and I am on a mission to show people how to do ketos without purchasing these multi-million-dollar company shakes and vitamins and stuff like that. You can do this on your own. You can do this as a lifestyle, and you can do this from your local grocery store, your local kitchen, and your local restaurants. This is a lifestyle change, and if you have to buy hundreds of dollars worth of products, it's not going to stick. So don't forget to subscribe, and I can't wait to see all the different changes that's going to happen. Thanks, and have a good night.